What's up YouTube, Dell here from Zephyr, and today I'm going to update the DDD combo that I brought you from Joe. Unfortunately, the original combo that we made that allowed you to make Kali Yuga during your opponent's turn does not work with the exact cards we laid out, but Joe has been able to fix it. So what I thought I'd start off with is to show you the entire main deck list. I'll then show you the extra deck and try and keep the video a little bit shorter and then show you the combo, as that is the only real update for the deck. So everything else you see before you is pretty standard on the lineup. So you've got your Swirl Slimes, 1 Necro, Lamia, Vice Typhoon, triple Griffin, triple Savant Kepler, triple Copernicus, double Abyss Ragnarok, 1 Zero King, Orpheros, and Requiem. Then you've got 3 of your original Dark Contract, 1 with the Swamp King, 1 of the Field Spell, triple Allure, which can then become, if you want to, either your Puri Rizzi map, Where Art Thou, or Small World. Call by the Grave, 1 for 1, 2 triple tactic talents, DDD Headhunt, full armored XYZ, triple Ash, and triple Imperm, which can be adapted to your specific hand traps for the local environment. I'm now going to reset this, show you the extra deck, and then I will show you the combo as well. So for the extra deck, of course, we've got 2 of the Divisor King Deuce Machina, 1 Kali Yuga, 1 High King Caesar, King Tel, King Caesar, and then you've got 2 Gilgamesh, 2 Flame King Genghis, 1 High King Genghis, 1 Siegfried, and then the only ones that are not DDD monsters that you use is Cross Sheep, full armored Dark Knight Lancer, and XYZ Armor Fortress, which is where this new kind of combo comes from. All pretty straightforward and simple. Like, I would say the DDD lineup is pretty staple, bar Kali Yuga. Some builds play it, some builds don't. And then it's all down to these adaptive ones that you might want to play. Whether you want to play Cross Sheep, whether you want to play a crackback like Boss Monster, entirely up to you. But the armor set and the Lancer is what instigates the ability to XYZ into Kali Yuga during your opponent's turn, which is really kind of cool. So that's it for the whole main deck and the extra deck. Side deck comes down to your local environment, so adapt it to what you see playable. You can play the virus cards if you want to. You can play floodgate cards because King Siegfried can actually turn them on and off during your turn, which is quite funny. But then you also have your standard hand traps, board breakers, everything that is then adapted to your local environment. Like if Evenly wins you games, play Evenlies. If Dark Rulers wins you games, play Dark Rulers. If Droplets win it, do that exactly, so on and so forth. So now I'm going to reset the board state and I'll show you the new updated combo as well. With the combo, it requires a mixture of 3 of any of these, keeping in mind that you need to have, Gate can become any of these, but the idea is that you need to have Swirl, Griffin, and then any level 4 DDD. So you've technically got so many different ways to open it up, because all of these, apart from Orpheros, is played at 3. And technically, if you wanted to go with your max ratio, you've got 12 versions of all of this. So in your opening hand of 5, if you see 2 of these and 1 route to the other, you are good to go. What we'll do in this one is we'll go with Dark Contract plus Griffin and Swirl, and then we're going to go from there. So you're going to start off by activating your Gate. The Gate is going to get you the missing level 4 you want, Copernicus or Orpheros, it doesn't matter at all. Then what you want to do is you want to be able to use, make Hey Flame King using Swirl's effect in the hand, using the other level 4. Don't use Griffin, make sure you use the other level 4. This will then make your Flame King Genghis. Then you're going to special summon down your Griffin. You're then going to be able to use your Flame King in order to revive the level 4 from the graveyard, which in this case will be Copernicus. Now, we're not going to use Copernicus' effect, as we're not going to treat it as specifically itself. If you do have Copernicus, you will have other plays to make, because you can send stuff like Necro Slime and everything else that you might want to do. Then what you're going to do is you want to overlay your Griffin and your Copernicus to make your Wave King Caesar. And then straight away, you're going to slap your triple D Marksman King Tel on top of that. Then what you want to do is you want to use your Flame King and your King Tel to make a Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep's effect will then, it's not Cross Sheep's effect, sorry, King Tel's effect will now trigger, and that will send Vice Typhoon from your deck to the graveyard. So again, when you've got stuff like Copernicus, that's where Necro Slime can come into play, and you've got more ways of being able to complete the fusion summon. You're then going to banish your DD Vice Typhoon, and then you're going to be able to make your High Flame King. So let's go with Vice Typhoon and not Griffin. It's basically the only one you want to do. So let's go with Copernicus, which is the other level 4. And this is going to allow you to summon out the Flame High King. You're then going to trigger the effect of Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep will then allow you to revive from the graveyard. So what you want to do is you want to bring back your Griffin. And in doing so, you can trigger the Flame High King and the Griffin. The Flame High King will bring back your Wave Caesar, which is the XYZ you need. And the Griffin will add you the Triple D Headhunt. Then what you want to do here is you want to make the rank 5 XYZ armor fortress on top of the Caesar, detach the material from this to search you out your full armored XYZ, and then you want to rank on top the XYZ armor fortress into the Dark Knight Lancer. So now we're pretty much back on track. We haven't needed to detach material off of Wave King Caesar, we just had to add an additional card to it, which is a bit annoying, but that is part and part of it, unfortunately. So then what you want to do is you want to make Gilgamesh using your Flame King and your Griffin, as they have both been utilized. And then you're going to use your Gilgamesh. Make sure you're leaving your scale zones free, because as soon as you put that there, or take these out of your hand, you're in a spot of trouble. And then what you're going to do is you want to scale your Oblivion King Ragnarok and of course your DDD Vice King Requiem. Then what you want to do is you want to be able to use the effect of your Vice King Requiem. So you can target any number of Dark Contract cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone. So again, destroy the gate, summon out the Vice King Requiem. And this in turn will then allow you to trigger the effect of your Oblivion King Ragnarok, which is going to allow you to revive from the graveyard. You're going first, you don't need to worry about that half damage for the rest of the turn, which is really, really important. And this lets you bring back your High Flame King Genghis. Now, as this is a bit adaptive, where you saw we had the contract and we popped the contract, if you didn't open up the contract but you opened up your additional level 4 being Copernicus, then Copernicus would actually send the Necro Slime, and at the point where you summon out the Vice Requiem, you would actually summon out a fusion monster using your Necro Slime in the graveyard to trigger the Ragnarok to still bring back. The only difference in this scenario is we get the ability to make, we'll be able to make Dusking Machina using the Gilgamesh, and we've still got the 2 level 8s on the board. So like I said, when you use Necro Slime in the graveyard, if you opened up Copernicus, that would actually give you an additional fusion on the board. So you just make your level 8 fusion, you would replace that with the Requiem, and you'd still have the exact same outcome. So what you can do is you're going to pass your opponent's turn. So during your opponent's turn, you're going to be able to activate the full armored XYZ, and this will then overlay both your High Flame King and your Requiem to go into Kali Yuga. Now again, in this play, remember that Kali Yuga negates the entire board, so it will negate Deus Ex Machina and it will negate the Lancer, which is where you also kind of want to keep in mind that Kali Yuga is probably going to be more so used as a Harpy's Feather Duster in a sense, is that you'd activate DDD Headhunt, you'd steal your opponent's card first, you can then Lancer to attach, and then you'd be able to make Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga destroys all of the back row, and pretty much with your board set up like this, you've completed your opponent's board back row, you've negated their front row, and then you're going to be pushing in for an OTK the next turn as well, because this is way above lethal. So that's it for the fixed combo. I know it's not as ideal. I would have loved it to have been a 2-card combo. Unfortunately, with DDDs, you do need a lot of moving parts as it currently stands. The deck can still naturally perform its own combo. This is just a really kind of cool combo that Joe kind of provided me, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. You can Kali Yuga during your opponent's turn, you've got Lancer set up, good to go, you're in a very, very good position. Now, one thing to also remember is as well, is the reason you have to go into Kali Yuga is because with Vice Requiem on the board, you can't special summon monsters except triple Ds. So again, if you were to replace this with the Swell Slime route, then rather than having yourself locked into DDDs, you can actually then just go into any rank 8 that you want, which is really kind of cool. But that again comes down to your playstyle, what you have available to you, and how you want to approach this type of deck. It's something a little bit different, something a little bit fun. I thought it was cool. I thought I'd do the update for you all as well. I know the last one was like, it was great in theory, but it was always these little like, I still wouldn't say mandatory, but these little not loopholes, but just little clauses. There you go, that's the right word. Little clauses in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, oh yeah, you can't do that. You're like, damn it, I thought we had it there. And it always kind of comes back to kind of haunt you. But again, that's why we're more of a casual channel. We kind of put these out there, and then you guys can either take it and improve on it, or you can kind of go, actually, it's a little bit wrong. How about try this or other different options? And then we obviously adapt and go from there. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.